All right, we're going to watch this next video. It is new player reviews for 6 months playing WoW. I just started playing this game like a week ago for the first time ever. And I think it's really, really fun. So I want to check out what somebody else's experience is.
6 months ago, I started playing World of Warcraft. And in this
So they've been playing a lot longer than me.
I've learned to kill things, loot things, buy things, and die. A lot.
Yes.
This,
oh my gosh.
Gained an at least elementary knowledge of this almost 20-year-old game. So here is my review.
It's crazy.
Experience so far in World of Warcraft. Things like turning into a Beyblade, riding dragons, fighting your way through hordes of dungeons, and playing Pokemon.
Yes, I just started doing that. It's kind of fun.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but I did not expect this.
Oh.
You have a lot of options for what race and class you want to be, and I had chosen this underbite warrior to be my vessel for eventual mass rad destruction. My first step was learning the controls, which involved me pressing almost every button on my keyboard to find something like my inventory. After that was the combat.
Right, I got so confused.
Pretty straightforward. If the button glowed, I pressed button. Just button my way through any form of combat. And over time, I eventually learned
literally me.
Buttons. And eventually you gain access to a skill tree where you can choose skills and abilities that fit in with your playstyle. But
wait, let me put captions on. Sorry.
Despite my keyboard fearing for its life whenever I switched my phone, I found the combat actually quite enjoyable. Maybe it was because of the class I chose, but there was just something satisfying about becoming a Beyblade and swinging around this big-ass sword and demolishing dinosaurs. And now, you might think that
dinosaurs?
Repetitive, but the game manages
I haven't made it there yet.
By increasing the difficulty of the monsters as you progress. Eventually, bosses and monsters have specific mechanics that you have to learn, but fighting isn't the
I'm having trouble with that. Like, you really have to go all in because the monsters level raises with yours. So
like this one we have to collect resources to upgrade a fort and invade the opposing fort, or PvP, which I did try but would pretty much die instantly. Or if you want to
yeah, I'm kind of scared of that.
To learn like mining, smithing, collecting herbs, cooking, or fishing. Or sometimes you might stumble across a group of people fighting a huge world boss. And in WoW, it scales to your level, and you can
a lot of people
with your friends even if they are like 20 levels ahead of you. The loot also scales to your level, and you are almost always throwing out your new sword or armor within a few hours. But personally, the most fun I've had in this game,
I haven't had that many good weapons yet,
is when I moved on to an expansion called Spyro Dragonflight. Oh, this is where it gets fun. You get your
what?
Dragon. And honestly, this was super cool. It actually feels like a completely different game. My favorite part though is the flying. It's super satisfying. And you can even do these missions where you fly through these.
Oh, come on, y'all. Did y'all really do this?
This is the tip of the iceberg of all the content that has been released over the past 2 decades. Now here comes the story of the game. Well, the one I did anyway.
That's the one I'm playing too. What is happening? Is this like archaeology or something?
Copy and paste, collect 10 swamp hippo toenails, which after a while start to feel tedious and repetitive. And while
some of them are.
I was reading every single quest. After a while, I did start to skip over reading them. But when it comes to
there's too many
the expansions, all those quests about.
There's just so many missions. It's insane. And some of them are kind of similar to each other, so I can see what they're saying.
Giant sword that apparently nobody can see. This is where it redeems itself. My only problem is that I hadn't played.
Right. Okay. This first one on the top left, I've seen that before. Whoa, look at the rest of them. I don't know what any of these are. Do I need to play all of them? Let me know what your favorite one is or what the best one is according to, all the other players. I don't know.
The older expansions.
It's a lot.
The game forced me into one of the more recent ones called Battle of Azeroth, which means that I didn't know anything about the story that had happened beforehand, and the game never.
Oh, so they continue the story. I mean, that makes sense. Wow, I don't know anything about it. Maybe I should look it up. Maybe we should watch the video. Let's see.
Up on the details either. I mean, like, I arrived in my tutorial gear, and I was already being called the hero of Azeroth, and thanked for saving some princess, which for me never happened. But even just a quick overview of the events before.
I don't remember that happening. I'm sure it did, but I guess I was just trying to focus on like learning how to move and things.
beforehand probably would have saved me a lot of confusion about what was happening. I carried on and actually found myself getting interested in the story. And this is where the game introduces more unique mechanics, a more cohesive story, and interesting characters. I really liked this character who was the lower of death, Wom Samdi, even though he would always talk
Who?
to me after I died.
Well, look at you, the mighty
That's not the dude I have.
hero.
Oh gosh, you'd be saying that to
Probably
me
the
a
most
lot.
important part about quests in WoW is that it gives you some incentive to actually explore the world.
Okay. This right here is intimidating for me. I don't even understand how this is possible. I try and look around and I'm like, I avoid this section of the map. I'm like, how can there be so much stuff? And even in just like my own one little world, it's insane. Like, it's just insane how much you can explore in this game.
And it is huge. Like, there's
Yeah.
so much to explore. I mean, I did this
Mhm.
one quest for this dwarf dude, and it took me all over the map to some of the coolest looking places I had seen so far. It is so easy to get lost
Yeah.
for hours in this game.
Whoa.
Sometimes I would take a break from leveling and questing just to go and explore new places all over the map.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
kind of
why,
have
but
to.
my personal favorites were the swamp-looking place with this big toad and the home of the cow people. I
Cow
need to play the
people.
older expansions to find out why exactly I am the hero of Azeroth, but after playing and enjoying this
I mean,
expansion,
I'm not surprised.
some people seem to rate quite low in comparison.
They
to
have
some
so
others.
much
I'm
stuff.
excited to see what more the story of this game has to offer.
Ooh, what did he just do? Let me see. I want to see that list.
So after playing for these few months,
Wait,
after
no.
playing and enjoying this expansion, which some people seem to rate quite.
Ooh, okay. A tier list. You know what? I'm probably going to see the tier list and have their explanation why, because that would probably really help me understand.
Low in comparison to some others. I'm excited to see what more the
I
story
thought
of
this
the
was
game
really
has to offer.
fun,
So
actually.
after playing
But
for
I'm a
these few
newbie,
months,
so
I'm thinking,
I
what's
could
the
just know
goal of this
nothing.
game? There doesn't seem to be any specific ending because they just keep releasing new expansions.
Corgis Unleashed? Oh my gosh. That's adorable.
To continue the story. So how are people playing this for almost 2 decades and still finding enjoyment? I know that some people try to get
Hmm.
their mounts.
Got the what?
Some people just farm raids and dungeons. Some play solely for.
Dang.
Let's do this. Leroy!
Some do this.
You're a tight little man, pussy.
Oh dear. Oh my god.
Nice and good.
But I think what makes the game fun is the people you play with. The game basically forces you to find people to help you progress through the game, and in doing so, you
Yes,
people who are
yes.
playing with almost all of
Sometimes I literally have no choice, which I'm fine with. Literally have no choice but like working with others
time.
because it's
Obviously, there's
difficult
some rusty
sometimes.
spoons out there who get angry at you for being new to the game. The majority of people are
Aw.
actually super cool, and they seem really happy that people are just now starting to play the game.
I've looked at some of those like communities or groups or whatever. A lot of them make it clear like they're looking for new players or something, which I would have to do because clearly these people are. There's so many people here who would be very experienced and would probably be
People are always
irritated.
wanting to teach me new things, help
if
me
I
with
joined.
dungeons, and show me around to some of their favorite places. One time, I came across
Huh.
these 2 players, and we just started dancing for some reason. They then invited me to their group and asked if I wanted to join them on a quest they were about to do. They also helped
Huh.
me with some questions I had, like where to find rocks for this mining skill I had just unlocked. And as I progressed further into the game, I eventually created my own
Heck.
guild and found my own small community of cool people. Some of the stories I've heard from people are how they've met their wife or made life friends from WoW. But even though I'm
Wow,
really
that's
enjoying
so
the game,
cool.
sometimes it does feel like I'm watching a movie.
I guess it would kind of make sense because if you're playing a game for 20 years and you have a community that, that tight knit, you're going to make close
After
connections.
missing the first and most important half. And after hearing these stories, it feels like maybe I missed out on the reason why so many people love the game in the
Hmm.
first place. But hey, you never know what the golden days are until you're in them, right? And maybe I'm in mine right now. So should you try WoW?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially if you can get friends. to join
Agree.
you.
It's
If not,
fun.
No stress. I'm sure you'll find some along the way. So, my final rating.
Mhm.
I'm going to give World of Warcraft.
What?
Also, should I play WoW Classic?
Just made an album 7 days. That's
Should I play WoW Classic? I don't know what that means. I'm just going to say sure. Don't ask me. Let me know what y'all think. What is the best version of this game? Should I play it? I think I'm gonna look up some like tier lists or people's opinions. Somebody explaining the entire story. That would be really great. But yeah. Definitely gonna subscribe. I love this video. It was only 7 minutes long. It felt like, so packed in with the info. It was great. I'll leave the video link in the description too, if you guys want to check it out. And I will see y'all in the next one.